Hi, I'm your host, Larissa Worstiak. Through this podcast, I aim to empower and inspire jewelry entrepreneurs and professionals so they can thrive while adding more beauty to the world. I'm passionate about digital marketing for jewelry brands, and I'm excited to share my passion with you. As we all know, jewelry is joy, so I'll gladly seize any opportunity to talk about it. This is episode 204. You're checking out a weekly segment of this podcast called The Gold Mine, which is a more intimate, personal, and brief take from me about a topic of my choosing, but typically in the categories of entrepreneurship, growth, mindset, as well as my own personal observations about the industry. If you're new to this podcast, welcome. You can get interviews and business development marketing tips on Sundays, in the Gold Mine with me on Wednesdays. If you're a return listener or viewer, thanks so much for following along. In this week's episode, I'll be talking about a four-letter word called luck and the role it plays in business marketing and business growth. When it comes to jewelry brands that make it big, are they just lucky, or do they actually know something that you don't know? And why did they find success while maybe you're struggling to get there? I'll be discussing 1, the role of luck in marketing and business success, 2, what's more effective and sustainable than luck, and 3, how can you create more luck for yourself and your business? So let's get into the first point, the role of luck in marketing and business success. How much does it matter? Sure, yes, of course. Occasionally, success in business and marketing is about luck. There is an aspect of luck involved. And here are some scenarios where that may be true. So maybe a brand goes viral, whether that's on Instagram or TikTok or in a YouTube video. They're in the right place at the right time, on the right platform, in front of the right audience. There's a lot of ingredients that need to get stirred in that pot for it to happen. It's totally possible. It happens to some jewelry brands. Or maybe the product that a jewelry brand is selling just happens to align with a momentary trend or craze. Again, that's more a case of like being in the right place at the right time. Perhaps like an A-list celebrity is seen wearing that piece of jewelry and it makes everyone excited about it. There's definitely an element of luck there. Or the brand partners with exactly the right influencer. Or maybe they just get on the right social media platform. So a brand that perhaps adopted TikTok early in the game. And not only that, but it happened to be like the true right fit for the customers that they're trying to reach. And they really understood what type of content to create for that platform. Here's like one example of a brand that I think had an element of luck in it. So you may remember a few years ago, I think if this was before the pandemic, a fashion jewelry brand named Adina's Jewels, Adina, they really felt like an overnight success to me. All of a sudden, I was seeing them in every magazine. I was reading all these articles about the founder and her brother co-founder that they were like, 21 years old, and they were blowing up. All the celebrities were buying this jewelry. It was everywhere. I don't really hear about them as much now. I kind of looked them up yesterday when I was prepping this podcast, and they seem to still have a flourishing business, but that buzz seems to have died down. So the way that this brand actually found success, and I did research about this because I wanted to know how they blew up. They happened to reach out to this fashion blogger who was a major influencer on social media at the time, just randomly reached out to her. And this person just loved the brand's vibe and started talking about the brand, and it blew up from there. But before that, the story of Adina's Jewels is really like many others that I hear in the industry. She had this idea. I believe she was still in college when she had the idea for the brand. She tried to get her jewelry in local stores. She was like setting up tables in local swimwear shop in her community, in a hair salon. But then she and her business partner brother decided to kind of take those steps to create more luck for themselves. So they set up an e-commerce shop. They did what many new brands do. They look up tutorials on YouTube to try to figure out how to do this or that. So there was nothing like magical or special about the beginning. It was just that one moment of luck that they had with that influencer that helped them skyrocket their growth to the next level. So that's one example of a brand you may see and wonder, well, how did they get to somewhere maybe that I want to be? And you might look at the brands that seem lucky and see them as like an overnight success, but you really have no idea how much they were toiling before that moment, or how long they were toiling, or really what circumstances set of like things in the universe set them up for that moment of success. And to take that one step further, whether or not that success can really be sustainable for them. And as I said before, sure, yeah, luck can play a role, but that can also happen after many, many years of work with your head down, wondering when something's going to break through for you. So the thing is that you can't wait around for luck to strike, and you also can't feel bad about all the efforts, all the hard work when you see other people having that luck or that overnight success or that thing that you want that you don't really understand how they got there. And you also can't ever go into business or start a business just sitting around waiting for your lucky break, or living for that moment and thinking that that's going to change your business and your life. So the second thing I want to talk about, if I'm saying you can't wait around for luck, or that may not be the thing that's going to be sustainable, then what is more effective and sustainable than luck? Well, it's not very sexy advice, let me tell you that. Showing up and being dedicated to your purpose. If you're driven by the money, if you're driven by the fame, by that feature in Vogue, by that placement on like Jennifer Lopez or whatever, you will find yourself relying a lot on luck or on hitting that jackpot. But if you're motivated by something else, something internal, you'll realize that you as a business owner, as a brand, you have a lot more to offer and really a lot more to give your customers than simply waiting around for dumb luck to strike you in the face. So when you're intrinsically motivated, internally motivated, you'll also find reasons and find the dedication to really get to the heart and core of what you are actually offering people, your unique value proposition, the unique thing that you're bringing to the world. And your offering won't be based on superficiality, on a passing fad, on whatever you think is going to be like the next hot thing. So once you get to that core, once you find that internal motivation and you can dig in past the place where you're just waiting for luck, you'll have value and a story to offer. And those things will help you connect with your ideal customers in a sustainable, and that's the keyword here, sustainable and real way, because I want you guys to have businesses. I want you all to have businesses for the long term, to pass on to your kids, to sell one day, to live many years into your business and be fruitful in that. And sustainability is going to help you achieve that. And even if you do have a streak of luck in your marketing and in your business, that might be short-lived, and that might even offer you false confidence that could even derail you from that more sustainable and long-lasting path. Imagine if you were like someone who had a dream of being a pop singer, and this was like something you did all your life in your teenage years. You did all these talent shows, you had some minor breakthroughs, you were able to perform in front of our audiences. And let's say when you're 19, you get this like amazing big break out of nowhere to perform in like a stadium open for like Lady Gaga or something like that. And yes, it could be based on your talents. Yes, it could be based on your hard work. But there would probably be some element of luck in that because not many 19-year-olds get that chance. And it might make you think for a moment, oh, I'm set for life. And then you kind of lose the motivation to keep putting in the work, to keep evolving, to keep exploring yourself because you think, oh, I finally made it. This is it. Like, I don't ever have to do anything again. But you're only 19 years old. You have a lifetime ahead. You don't fully know like why this moment happened or what's in store for you in the future. So luck could actually derail you and keep you from continually evolving and putting in the work that's going to help you be that sustainable brand for the long term. And you want to be focused on longevity as a business owner. So how can you create more luck for yourself in your business? I think these are really important. As I mentioned before, showing up consistently and continually being curious about your journey and what you're doing. In addition, be really consistent in how you're communicating your brand. So make sure that your target customers are getting the same experience with your brand no matter how they're interacting with you. And to that point, you also need to know your target customers inside and out so you can be consistent for them. If you don't know your target customers intimately, then how can you expect to be consistent with them? And staying focused with your marketing, with your business efforts, this is something I talk about in episode 194, will also help you to be consistent. So all of those things together. Another thing you can do to create more luck for yourself is to always be trying new things with your marketing, but at the same time having an end goal as well as a way to measure your progress in place. So you can pull back when something's not working and lean in when something is working. Developing processes, standards, measurement, key performance indicators for your marketing and business development activities can not only help you ensure that consistency that I keep talking about, but also help you see whether or not you're going down a positive or a negative path. You also want to always look for ways to diversify your revenue stream. So, for example, maybe you don't lean fully into direct to consumer because something can change with that market. Or as we learned from COVID, many businesses that were like primarily serving their wholesale customers, a lot of boutiques, jewelry stores pulled back on buying. And then suddenly all these jewelry brands found themselves with a lack of revenue and realizing they hadn't set themselves up for diversity in their revenue streams, that they actually needed to be working on direct to consumer. In that way, you're never dependent on luck as it relates to the economy, because as we know, the economy can be very volatile. External circumstances beyond our control can impact that. So really set yourself up to not have all your eggs in one basket. You'll also create more luck for yourself even by quote unquote failing, because you'll learn things about your business that you wouldn't otherwise know. You don't even necessarily have to fail. In fact, I don't believe in that word failure, because I think everything is just a learning experience. You just have to go through the process of being a business owner or leader. And in that way, you will continue learning and creating luck for yourself, because you will have so much awareness about your brand, digging in and moving forward. And doing the work will help you go down whatever path is right for you and answer the questions as they come. I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes ever from the poet Rainer Maria Rilke. And he said, quote, "Live the questions now. Perhaps then someday far in the future, you will gradually, without even noticing it, live your way into the answer." End quote. You'll have questions about your business. You'll wonder why things aren't working. You'll wonder why things are slow. You'll even wonder why suddenly you're doing well. And oftentimes you won't have the answers to those things right away. But if you keep moving forward and getting comfortable with the questions, with the uncertainty, you'll walk into the moments and the situations that will feel like luck, but really luck is just the result of working through these things and not being afraid of them so that you're ready when the opportunities present themselves. You'll have to really be brave to go to those places. And here's the thing, a lot of people get lucky, but if they haven't done the work, the sustainable effort, they're not even going to be ready for that luck. Like, let's say they get some crazy wholesale order and then they kind of mess it up because they haven't done the work. They don't have the systems in place. They're not ready for it. So not only do you want more luck in your life, but you want to be ready to receive that luck when it comes. So be confident and bold and feel okay that uncertainty is not actually uncertainty, but it's clarifying things for you as long as you're willing to step into it. What do you think about my perspective on luck in business and marketing? I'd love to know your thoughts. Please leave a comment on YouTube or let me know in a podcast review. You can also always email me Larissa, that's LARYSSA @joyjoya.com. Thanks for listening or watching.